Hello, it's Dom here, coming at you with a new video and a new series for the channel as we make our new start. A lot of new stuff. A new series I want to introduce is character introductions and a little bit of the background to my story, the Astral. And I want to start by introducing my main character, fittingly I think for this series, Sarou. For this series, for each character we introduce, I think I want to answer a few questions about them. So what's their story? Like, who are they? What do they want? Some of their likes and dislikes, what abilities they have, and maybe a fun fact about them. So I did a quick sketch right here, and I have compiled a few drawings that I've done of Sarou over the years. And I'll kind of just show them on screen as I answer some of these questions here. So let's begin. What's his story? So I have a map here that is just a rough sketch of what I think I want his home island to look like. Sarou's from the island of Boriken, and it's an island hidden away inside of an unnatural storm. And the people use their collective power to pretty much power the storm that surrounds the island, and in turn the storm protects the people by keeping them hidden. And in recent history, the power of the storm has been weakening for an unknown reason. And so even though this storm has been around for a very long time, a very, very long time, generations and generations of people on this island giving their energy to the storm, suddenly it's starting to disappear. And no one knows why. So dangerous creatures like voidlings are washing up on the shores and dragging people out into the sea. And this hasn't happened for such a long time, and those instances of creature attacks from the sea are so rare because of the storm's protection. But now strange things are happening, and one day a group of people known as the royal family aboard a massive ship come through the storm. And they are the first people to set foot on the island from the outside world of the Astral lands in a very long time. And as soon as they show up, I mean, they just begin terrorizing these people. They begin to take over the island. They try and talk about peace, but what they're really there for is to extract the island's natural resources, and they're looking for the source of the island's unnatural power. They've never seen anything like it, and they'd like to benefit from it. So, without spoiling too much, through a wild series of events, Sarou is teleported off the island by his father to save him, and into the horrifying and mystical world of the Astral lands. So, alone and completely lost, Sarou's got to make his way back to his homeland and liberate his people from the royal family. So this here is actually the first page that I started working on a few weeks ago of the Astral lands. I think I want to start it with his morning routine and showing the lifestyle of the island and kind of just what it's like to be him before the royal family showed up and he had to change so drastically. So what does he want? His wants are pretty simple. He wants to liberate his homeland, and that means saving his mother, who's still on the island, and avenging the people that he lost that were closest to him. And this kind of leads nicely into kind of what his abilities are. So again, without spoiling anything, like how he gets his powers, I will say that his powers are energy redistribution. So he can take attacks that hit his body, and then he can absorb that energy, and then he can do one of two things at the start of the story. He can redistribute that energy and kind of counterattack somebody, throw the same energy they gave him back at them. Or he can hang on to that energy, keep it inside of him, and give himself a power boost. So there's a lot of fun ways that ability begins to evolve in the story. But speaking of fun things, this is something I actually did yesterday for this video, and it gave me the idea to make this series. So I played Barbie with Sarou, and I dressed him up in a bunch of different outfits here. His Homeland Saga is the beginning of his journey. The Vagabond outfit I have him in. And the second slot here is when he's teleported into the Astral lands, far, far away from his home. And he's all alone until he meets some friends that are willing to help him out on his journey. And so as he makes the long odyssey back home, he goes through quite a bit of outfit changes. But these first 4 arcs are actually written, and you can read them right now. They're on Wattpad right now, and I am considering taking them off. There's about 5 chapters, kind of somewhere in the ballpark of 50,000 words of the first arc. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep them on there, but we'll see. I just don't know if Wattpad's the best place to keep things that are not romance novels, which I don't write, but I didn't realize that place was really only for romance novels. Anyways, what is Sarou like? Well, Sarou likes rain. He grew up on a tropical island. So he's always falling asleep to the rain. He likes soup. His mom makes a really good soup. And he likes fishing. And he actually enjoys lollipops quite a bit. That's something he discovers while he's on the Astral lands. While he's in the Astral lands, and it's kind of candy that's not native to his home. So he really enjoys lollipops quite a bit. He takes a liking to that candy. What does he dislike? Well, Sarou doesn't like bullies. His cousin in the... We'll come back to that picture. His cousin here is kind of a bully, but in a very brotherly family kind of way. They still get along great, but he still doesn't like it, and his power really helps him stand up to people who are bigger and stronger and hit harder than him. He also doesn't like pineapples. This one's kind of a funny story. I want to have it written to where he's like bullied for having the hair that he has, and that's why his mom ties his hair up. It's because all the kids call him Pineapple Head when he was a kid. So he's not a big fan of pineapples. Reminds him of the hard time that he got. Now this picture right here that I drew took me about 2.5 weeks to draw. It's my favorite picture I've done so far. And it depicts him and his best friend Shine that he meets in the Astral lands, and they become very, very good friends. And Shine, the white-haired figure in the back, is willing to help Sarou on his journey to get back home. So he's not alone for too long. Excuse me. This is some pixel art I did. I'm not sure why the quality is so low, but this is some pixel art I did of Sarou for fun. And what are we missing here? A fun fact. So, Sarou was originally a time traveler in the very first draft of the story I did back in, I think 2021. Right at the end of summer, I did a draft. When I was first conceptualizing this story and creating the characters, it was actually about time travel, a journey through time, rather than a journey through a mystical land. And so, yeah, Sarou used to be a time traveler, but I dumped that story pretty quick when I found out how complicated time travel stories can get. So, this is the character Sarou. He's my main character. He's very near and dear to my heart, and I hope you guys love him as well, especially as I start to come out with more pages and hopefully finish the very first chapter for you guys all to read by the end of the summer. Look forward to the next episode of this series, where I might introduce someone like Shine, or maybe Sarou's cousin, Ohida. We'll see. But thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.